Hi friends, Russ here again having more Daisy Lever gun fun, and something that I want to show you here in case you're ever wondering whenever you want to build a mare's leg out of maybe a 105 buck or your Red Ryder, and you really don't want to chop up the stock, or maybe the stock on is in bad shape. What can you use? In a prior video I did talk about salvaging some of the parts off of the pop guns. Now, some of the pop guns and a few of the BB guns back in the day used plastic stalks like this. And of course, they fit the frame. This is a buck. I have this stripped on, but this one here has a bad spot on the, it's been repaired on the stock. And I thought, well, we could get around that, and I could cut this one off and actually use this for one of the mare's legs. But why waste the plastic stalks? Because you're pretty limited on the guns that you can use those on as far as OEM or original types. They are the same size virtually as what you have on the buck. But this one and a few others I have came off of a pop gun. Now, I wanted to be able to use these on a mare's leg. Just the fact that they're shorter is not good enough. I mean, yes, they're shorter than what you'll find on your Red Ryder, but I wanted these to be even shorter. And whenever I build my mare's legs, as you probably have seen on other videos, they're cut back to about here, just a few inches beyond the end of the cocking lever. But if you cut a plastic stock, you know, these are hollow, and so what you end up with is something like this. On the back side of the stock, you'll cut this, and then you'll see this in here. So you might think that you really can't use those, but actually, yes, you can. I'm in the process right now of using one of the plastic stalks to build a mare's leg. You see I've got it cut back just a little beyond there. And instead of putting one of my metal butt plates on, because it's not a solid piece, what I decided to do was use a piece of wood. I have a piece of 1/4 inch here that is a scrap from another project that I was doing. And what I've done is cut it to the shape. I'm going to file that down so it blends onto the stock. And where the screws go? What are those screws holding into? Well, it's pretty simple. If you imagine this is the other side of what we pulled off of here. You need something solid for those screws to go into. It was a simple fix. What I did was filled the void, small voids I filled with epoxy. Larger voids I pumped full of newspaper until it left about a 1/2 inch of space on the top, and I filled that space with epoxy, so I had a nice smooth straight finish on here. And then I used contact cement to keep my piece of wood in place until I was ready to put the screws in. So I drilled the screws, I countersunk, laid these down inside, and this is going to be shaped. This will be filed off. I'll be able to paint it probably black, just so it fits in. Any spots on these plastic pieces, because they are the same cast all the way through, they're not painted. What you can do is you can scrape some of the areas that might be bad. Let me show you how that's done. If you get, let's say you get something like these marks on here, and this one is inside. If you take a sharp knife, you go against it, what you're doing is making it disappear. Now, obviously, it's not going to have the same gloss to it that the original piece had, you see. But what you want to do with that is, if you take something, I'll just use a little bit of this here. See how it hides? It goes away. So what I'm going to do with the finished stock, after I've touched up any blemishes, is I'm going to take some clear satin and go over top of the entire stock. That'll hide the sheen on these. It'll make it uniform, and you won't see the repairs that I've done. I've done some scraping here, a little bit, well, up here, some over here, and that'll make that blend in pretty well. Well, there you go, friends. If you plan on making a mare's leg and all you have is a plastic stock to deal with, there are ways of getting around the hollowness of those stalks. They do fit, and you can effectively make the mare's leg short stock out of a plastic one. There it is, folks. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you care to, and we'll be talking to you soon. Have a great day.